The first thing people remember isn't the handcuffs or the rain or even the charges. It's the laugh. That sharp, careless laugh from a man in uniform who thought the badge on his chest made him untouchable. Yeah, that happened. And for a long time after that sound stayed stuck in my head, bouncing around like it was daring me to forget it. So let me tell you what really went down, the way it felt from the inside, because this wasn't just a traffic stop gone wrong. It was a lesson about power, about who gets believed, and about what happens when the wrong person decides you don't matter. I was 17. Not a kid, but not grown either, you know what I mean. Old enough to know how the world works, young enough to still think doing everything right might actually protect you. It was a Tuesday night cold rain, the kind that soaks through your hoodie no matter how fast you move. I was driving home speed right at the limit, hands steady mind, calm. The car I was in wasn't flashy money fancy. It was old rebuilt piece by piece with my grandfather 3 years of busted knuckles grease under the nails, quiet conversations in a garage that smelled like oil and patience. That car meant something to me. It was proof that I could build something solid in a world that kept expecting me to mess up. I saw the lights before I heard the siren. Red and blue flashing behind me, breaking apart in the rain on my rearview mirror. My stomach tightened, but my body stayed calm like muscle memory took over. Signal right, ease over. Stop under a streetlight, engine off, window down. Hands on the wheel at 10 and 2. All the rules. All the things you get taught early when people who look like you don't get the benefit of the doubt. I sat there waiting, rain tapping on the roof heart, thudding slow and heavy. The officer took his time walking up. I could see his shape in the mirror, big strides flashlight already in his hand. When he reached the window, he shined it straight into my face, that harsh white beam that makes you blink no matter how prepared you are. License and registration, he barked, not even giving the moment room to breathe. I kept my voice even. Yes, sir. My license is in my back pocket, registration in the glove box. I'm going to reach for my wallet first. Is that okay? Textbook. Exactly how you're told to do it. And I could tell right away he didn't like that. Something about me explaining myself rubbed him the wrong way. Just give me the ID, he snapped. I didn't ask for commentary. I moved slow-handed it over. He looked at the card, then back at me, then around the car like he was searching for a reason to be right. His eyes lingered on the dashboard, the clean seats, the fact that nothing looked out of place. Then he looked at the car again, really looked at it, and I felt it. That moment where a decision gets made without words. This your car, he asked. Yes, sir. I restored it with my grandfather. He let out a short laugh, not the big one yet, just enough to tell me he didn't believe a word I said. You restored it, he repeated, on a high school budget. It's mine, I said calm, because staying calm felt like the only thing I still controlled. His jaw tightened. Step out of the vehicle. That was the pivot, the moment where I knew this wasn't about driving anymore. I asked carefully, Officer, did I commit a traffic violation? I'm under the speed limit. My tags are current. I smell marijuana, he cut in like he'd been waiting to say it. Step out, now. That phrase, I smell marijuana, it's like a magic key. It opens doors that shouldn't open. I shook my head. There's no marijuana, sir. I don't smoke. He yanked the door open hard enough to make it jerk. Rain rushed in cold and sharp. I unbuckled my seatbelt and stepped out, hands visible, heart pounding faster now. He spun me around and slammed me against my car, hard. The sound my jacket made against the paint felt louder than it should have been. Careful, I blurted, my voice cracking despite myself. That's my car. Stop resisting, he shouted loud enough for the camera, even though I wasn't resisting at all. His hands moved fast, rough, patting me down like he was digging for justification. He found my phone, a pack of gum. That was it. Where is it? He growled, face close to mine. You toss it before I lit you up. There is no stash, I said, looking straight at him. And then I said the thing that changed everything. You are violating my Fourth Amendment rights. I do not consent to a search. He froze for half a second. Then he threw his head back and laughed. Not nervous, not awkward. A real laugh, wet and ugly, echoing off the concrete barrier like he wanted the night to hear it. Your rights, he said, still laughing. Kid, you're on the side of the highway in the dark. You don't have rights. You got me. That laugh hit harder than the shove, because in that moment it was clear he wasn't just arresting me, he was enjoying it. I swallowed throat tight. You're making a mistake, I said quietly. He smirked. Oh, here we go. You gonna tell me who your daddy is? I don't care. He shoved me toward his cruiser. You're going for a ride. The back seat was hard plastic slick with rain as the door slammed shut. The cuffs bit into my wrists. I leaned forward just enough to read the name on his uniform. Officer Kessler, I said. Badge 317. He grinned at me in the rearview mirror. That's me. Don't forget it. I won't, I said, and I meant it. The ride to the station was pure intimidation. He took turns too fast on purpose, letting me slide against the door. He cranked the radio up, loud, angry music pounding through the cruiser. I focused on breathing, counting in my head, replaying everything that had just happened so I wouldn't forget a detail. At the station, under those buzzing fluorescent lights, everything felt colder. The desk sergeant looked up as Officer Kessler walked me in. I could see it on the sergeant's face. Confusion, maybe concern. He looked at me, then back at the officer. "What do we have?" he asked. Kessler rattled off charges like he was reciting a menu. Possession, resisting, disorderly. The sergeant frowned. "You find anything on him?" Kessler hesitated just for a beat. "Not on him, but I'm impounding the car." He ditched it. I spoke up, voice steady, even though my chest was tight. "For the record, there is no contraband. I was profiled. I was assaulted. I want a lawyer." Kessler slammed his hand on the counter. "Shut up." The sergeant raised a hand. "All right, let's just process him." They took my info. Name, date of birth, address. The sergeant paused when he saw where I lived. His eyebrows lifted just a little. He looked at Kessler like he wanted to ask if he was sure, but he didn't say it out loud. Fingerprinting. Mugshot. All of it. I stayed quiet, not because I was okay, but because I knew showing emotion would get used against me. Finally, they led me to a holding cell and handed me the phone. One call. Kessler leaned against the wall with his coffee, that smug look on his face like he was waiting for a show. I picked up the receiver, dialed from memory, and kept my eyes on him while it rang. "Hello," my dad answered. "Dad," I said, "I'm at the 4th precinct. I've been arrested." There was a pause. Not shock. Something else. "Are you hurt?" he asked, voice low and controlled. "Bruises on my wrists and back. Nothing broken." I swallowed. But he laughed. "Who laughed?" I glanced at Kessler. "Officer Kessler. Badge 317. He said he smelled marijuana, slammed me into my car, and laughed when I cited my rights." Another pause. Then my dad asked, "Is he there right now?" "Yes, he's 5 feet away." "Put him on." I held the phone out. "He wants to talk to you." Kessler scoffed and grabbed it. "Listen, sir, your son's in serious trouble." The voice on the other end cut him off clean.